Welcome to our video about the developments in job automation and digitalization since 2016. 2016, a year that shook the world. The UK voted to leave the EU. In the US, a historic handshake marked a political shift from Obama to Trump. Portugal took home the Euro Cup, and Michael Phelps swam his way into Olympic history. Leonardo DiCaprio finally won his long-awaited Oscar, and Latvia became part of the OECD countries. But while headlines were busy with politics and pop culture, another story was quietly making waves. Back in 2016, job automation felt like an urgent threat. A groundbreaking study by Frey and Osborne made headlines by estimating that nearly 47% of jobs in the United States could be automated. The message was clear and unsettling. Newspapers and tech blogs warned of a future where machines might take over entire industries, replacing millions of workers. But nearly a decade later, the tone has changed. Today, we talk less about machines replacing us and more about how they're working with us. Modern AI tools, like ChatGPT, robots in healthcare, and the rise of remote work technologies, are reshaping our understanding of productivity and collaboration. Instead of a dystopian future, we're beginning to see how AI can enhance human work, not just replace it. The fear hasn't disappeared, but the conversation has become more nuanced and more hopeful. On the other hand, routine-heavy, repetitive jobs, such as administrative tasks, factory work, or data entry, remain at the highest risk of automation. These roles often involve patterns that AI systems can now replicate faster and more efficiently. This divide between automatable and resilient roles is redefining the future of work. Back in 2016, fears of mass job loss due to automation dominated public discussions. However, a study by the OECD offered a more nuanced view. Instead of asking, which jobs will disappear, the question became, which tasks within jobs are at risk of being automated? Only about 9% of US jobs were considered at high risk of full automation, shifting the focus from entire occupations to specific job functions. Since 2016, AI has advanced rapidly, not just in function, but in form. From automation of physical and routine tasks, to AI tools that can generate, adapt, and create. For example, ChatGPT, conversational AI used in education, customer service, and writing. DALL-E and Midjourney, generative tools creating original images from text. These systems mark a shift from task automation to human-AI collaboration. AI is no longer just a tool, it's becoming a partner in cognitive and creative work. The COVID-19 pandemic acted as a catalyst for digital transformation. Suddenly, remote work, virtual collaboration, and digital skills became essential. Organizations had to adapt quickly, integrating AI and automation to maintain operations. McKinsey described this shift as the equivalent of 5 years of digital progress in just 8 weeks. Today, digital literacy is no longer optional, it's fundamental across all sectors. In 2025, the conversation around automation has matured. We now ask, how can AI enhance human capabilities? What does meaningful work look like in the age of intelligent machines? Rather than predicting job losses, thought leaders explore how humans and AI can complement each other. This shift in narrative reflects a deeper understanding of both risks and opportunities. Let's talk about what's changed in technology and data since 2016, because in many ways, this is where the digital revolution has really picked up speed. Back in 2016, the conversation about automation was mostly focused on replacing repetitive tasks, things like manufacturing jobs or data entry. But today, AI isn't just automating, it's augmenting. It's not only about doing work for us, but about helping us do more, faster, and smarter. Take tools like ChatGPT, Copilot, or Midjourney. These aren't science fiction anymore, they're everyday tools in marketing, coding, design, and customer service. This shift has created entirely new job roles, like prompt engineers, AI trainers, and ethical AI auditors, that didn't even exist 5 years ago. But here's the key shift: AI has become strategic, especially for governments and public institutions. According to a 2024 McKinsey report called Using AI in Economic Development, countries are now actively using AI to improve public health systems, education, transport, and even governance. The report shows that AI isn't just a tech trend, it's a core driver of economic competitiveness and resilience. However, McKinsey also warns of a growing risk. If AI adoption remains uneven, the gap between digitally advanced economies and developing regions could widen dramatically. So while some countries are automating smarter hospitals or AI-enhanced classrooms, others still lack reliable internet. This is echoed in the OECD's iPolicy Observatory, which tracks how different countries are managing this transition. It shows that while AI readiness is improving, the policy response often lags behind the tech itself, especially when it comes to data privacy, regulation, and digital inclusion. And the World Economic Forum's 2023 Future of Jobs report points out another issue. Even in wealthy countries, digital skill gaps remain a huge barrier. Millions of workers aren't prepared for AI-augmented roles, not because they're not smart enough, but because they haven't had the training or access. So, in short, yes, the technology is advancing incredibly fast. But the real challenge isn't just building smarter machines. It's building systems that allow everyone to benefit from them. But the conversation goes deeper. Gender and income inequality continue to shape who is most affected. Lower-income individuals and women are often overrepresented in roles that face higher automation risk. To address this, companies and governments are emphasizing reskilling and upskilling, preparing workers with the skills they need for tomorrow's jobs. Yet, digital access remains unequal. Eurostat data shows that many households still lack sufficient ICT use and training. And global ILO labor statistics reflect persistent gaps in employment, especially across age groups and regions. If we want a fair and inclusive future of work, we need more than just technology. We need policies that empower people to adapt, grow, and thrive. McKinsey emphasizes, without active policy, automation will increase inequality. But with the right investments, it can become a tool for inclusive growth. So, how do we make AI work for everyone? It's not enough to protect jobs, there is a need to prepare people. That means training for skills AI can't easily replace, such as critical thinking and creative problem solving, emotional intelligence and teamwork, digital fluency, including how to use AI tools safely and effectively. Public-private programs like Google's Career Certificates or Microsoft's iSkills initiative help non-tech workers learn tech-based roles without needing a university degree. Governments should subsidize reskilling programs, especially for workers in at-risk jobs like manufacturing, logistics, and administration. Digital inequality starts with basic access. Millions of people, especially in rural and low-income areas, still lack stable internet. Solutions included are expanding high-speed broadband through public-private partnerships, providing free or low-cost laptops and smartphones, creating community-based digital training centers. For example, Estonia's national e-residency and rural connectivity projects show how state-backed digital access can boost entrepreneurship and civic participation. AI can make government services faster and more responsive, if used ethically. This includes AI chatbots in job centers to help unemployed people find matching roles, predictive tools to allocate healthcare resources where they're needed most, automated translation and accessibility features in schools and legal services. But this requires strong regulation, transparency, and bias monitoring. Example, Finland uses AI in social welfare case management, saving time while keeping humans in control. The job market is changing faster than formal education can keep up. Instead of just academic credentials, schools must develop digital project-based learning, courses that teach how to learn new tools, not just memorize facts. Emphasis on soft skills, flexibility, communication, lifelong learning. Example, some countries are piloting micro-credentials, short, focused learning units that let people build skills step by step, without needing a full degree. Education should empower people not just to get a job, but to change careers multiple times. So, what's changed since 2016? A lot, but the most important shift isn't just the technology, it's how we choose to respond to it. AI doesn't simply eliminate jobs, it transforms them. If we invest in people, in skills, and in inclusive access, we can guide this transformation toward a better future. Technology will keep evolving. The real question is, will we evolve with it, thoughtfully, inclusively, and boldly? Automation transforms work, but inclusion transforms societies. The future of work is not about surviving machines. It's about empowering people.